Greetings. Welcome to this video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Wa. And before I even get into what this video is about, I would like to say, how are you? I hope that you have been doing well. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, or send me a private message if you would like. I am doing well. I did have a tantrum earlier today with self. I was just upset about my job situation. And basically, my job situation at this time is I'm working two commission jobs, and I've been working them for about a month. Yeah, a month now. And I'm not seeing the movement that I would like to. Um, and there's just a couple of factors in play. You know, I work in the staffing industry for those of you who don't know. And when people are not clear about what they're looking for, then it can just cause issues. Like, for example, today I worked I don't usually work on Saturdays, but my bank account was telling me that I needed to work because, it was like, feed me money. So I worked and I submitted three candidates. I was super stoked about that. Like, yeah, I feel like I accomplished something today. And the client emails me and was like, this person's not qualified because they're missing this experience. So I went and highlighted, I went and copied and pasted and highlighted his words. And he had said that it was okay if they didn't have experience. And I sent that back in the email because that was just a waste of my damn time. And so, that's just something that I've been dealing with, you know, when people are getting paid hourly and they're dealing with people that don't know what they want, it's okay because they're still getting paid. But when it's commission and people don't know what they want, it's just like, oh, come on, get it together. Don't say that they can have, that it's okay for them not to have a specific experience and they really, um, they really need to have that. Don't just have that awakening all of a sudden after people have wasted their time submitting candidates. So, anyways, that's my little rant about that. I was frustrated about that and frustrated with, you know, myself and choices and creation because I wasted like almost $40,000. And when I say wasted, I just mean like, just throwing it this way and that way and just doing all this stuff when I could have paid off my car and bought me a little piece of land. So it's, I was just fretting but I allowed myself to have my feelings, cry my tears, and then I decided to, say my affirmations so that I wouldn't stay in that state. So it's like I was allowing myself to complain, but then affirming, complain, and then affirming. And complain because, you know, I want to learn and grow and do better so that I don't continue the same mistakes. So I think it's important affirming so that I stay empowered and get out of that dissatisfied state. Cause I was like depressed. I was just like laying there, like crying. And then, after, saying affirmations, got up, cleaned up, went to Erewhon because I needed to get some kale, vegans in the kale. And yeah, Erewhon is definitely for rich people. That's for sure. I got like 10 things and it was almost $200. Seriously. But they got these chips, these kale chips. They are the first kale chips that ever came out in that store and before Whole Foods even sold kale chips. These chips are not sold at Whole Foods. They are exclusively at Erewhon and they are so freaking good. I had not had them in a long time. I don't know how long, but a long time because I haven't been to Erewhon. And it was just so delicious. It's not like that regular kale chip like that they sell in the stores. It's so good, and it's the original one. You know, like back when kombucha wasn't flavored, and it just tastes like noni juice. Some of y'all remember that because y'all been on this health journey for a minute. Um. So yeah, got me a little shot, immunity shot that they have there. It was good actually, and it was $6. When I seen it, I was like, oh, that's a good price. Cause Erewhon, they could have just been like, oh, it's $10.99, and it's like this little itty bitty shot. It's really really small, but $6. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give me a little immunity shot, and it was delicious. It tasted like vitamin C. Um, what else? Oh, this beautiful man complimented me and my children. He was like, I'm just loving this. Y'all are so colorful and beautiful. And I was like, thank you. You're beautiful too. And oh, I have some tea in this pretty little cup that I got from Target. Target has some cute stuff. And it was only $1. You know us tourist people, money people, we like to save money. Speaking of saving money, the lady in Erewhon asked me did I want a membership for like $300. And it's a yearly membership, and you get like 25% off of stuff in the store all the time, and free grocery delivery. Yeah, somebody making, like $300,000 a year, I'm pretty sure that will be suitable. But I'm curious though, like once I am back where I need to be with my finances, like to see if it's really, really worth it. Because I am that one where I'll be like, okay, I'll do the whole year and see how much I saved. Because sometimes people be like, yeah, you'll save money. And it's just. Yeah, I am enjoying my day and my evening, and I hope you enjoyed yours too. And the reason why I went through all that is because, sometimes people can be going through stuff in their life that is challenging, and it's okay. It's okay to realize that you could have done things better. It's okay to learn and encourage yourself and get back to that space of balance. Um, so that's why I shared that. Now, 10 minutes later, what I really want to talk about is something that's really, really important to me. And it took me some time to really realize it. It's something that has become, a figure eight now. They say full circle, but it's really two circles because information has to be digested and circulated, through the psyche, the spirit. And then, you know, oh, that's exactly what it is. So, disclaimer, everybody's responsible for their own elevation. I am sharing this information that is important to me because I feel like society is dumbed down into just dumb behavior, and people need to be aware of this and beware. Like, so that's what I want to say before. So let's get into it. Oh, my tea. You might see me sip it. It is ginger, lemon, and ginseng, and maple syrup. That is my dinner. Oh, along with those kale chips. And I had ice cream. Yeah, that's my dinner. Okay, so I guess I'll start it by discussing, you know, I had this situation with this gentleman who I was referred to who said that he could help me with what happened to my family member. And he actually works with the criminal that committed the crime. So I was a little bit apprehensive, but then he was like, you can trust me, blah, blah, blah. Of course, nothing ever came of that. Like at the end of the day, he took he took the information and did whatever he wanted to do with it. I don't know if he told the dude, and I think he did tell him actually eventually. Um, and what's crazy is that when I would see this dude, this elder gentleman, I would be like, it was just like I was like on fire. Like I didn't even like him anymore. I was just like, well, not that I liked him in the first place, but I didn't know him. You just be like indifferent towards somebody, but then like, when they're talking to a criminal and abiding a criminal, and yeah, we're gonna get into that because that's what it is. Consorting with a criminal, all of that, I was just like, he was in the same category as the criminal at that point. And then when I was searching for help for my family member, I was like asking, a couple of people, and I explained the scenario because I am a transparent ass mother lover. And people don't know how to respect that. Like, okay, hold up. I live in a reality where everybody's loving and respectful. But in the old story, people did not know how to respect honesty and transparency, and I was seeing stupidity. It was annoying. And I was just like, wow, why am I having this negative reaction? Like, why do I feel angry towards these people? I'm about to tell you right now. Because when a child says that an adult has harmed them, when a child says that an adult has committed a crime, when a child says that an adult has done something wrong to them, anybody that continues to talk to that adult, to consort with that adult, to interact with that adult. Hey, brother, how you doing? And all whatever with that adult, they are abiding that criminal. They are agreeing with that criminal. They are telling that child that what that criminal did to them is okay. They're telling that child they're in agreement with what that criminal did to them. They're telling that child that they have no protection, that they have no justice. This is all communication. This joker used to always tell me that actions speak louder than words. And he used to get on my nerves with that statement. I'd be like, and I finally got it. I was like, hell yeah, nigga, actions speak louder than words. And that's all you got is words with no action. I was like, you know the cartoons where they run away real fast. At first, I was like, okay, what class is this? I thought this was a love class. Self love. I was like, out. So the reason why I went off on that little silly little side tangent is because the Joker was speaking the truth with that line of actions speak louder than words. When you talk to a criminal that a child has told you is a criminal, or a child has confided in another adult, and that adult has told you that that child said that that person is a criminal, and you talk to that person, you are agreeing with what that criminal did. You are telling that child and that adult that you agree with the criminal, that you think that their behavior is okay, that you condone it, that it's okay, that it should be, it's just, it is, it didn't happen to your family member. I mean, I get it. Humans, they can be very you know detached from other people's experiences and words. And thank God that that situation did not happen to you and your family member. That's not the point. The point is that people need to recognize. They need to recognize and stop being dumbed down into like just stupidity when you know that an adult has harmed a child because that child has told you, or you have found out through some other means. If you still communicate with that criminal, then you are calling that child a liar. You are adding to that child's trauma, directly or indirectly, because you are supporting that criminal. So that's why I was getting disgusted by seeing this guy who, lied and said that he could help me and blah 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 blah, blah, blah. Actions do speak louder than words, motherfucker. Because I swear to God, half of the motherfuckers just all words and no actions. This is the old story. In the new story, all I attract is people, who have divine, righteous actions. There's no other activity allowed in Y verse. Straight up. It is only righteousness and divinity approved by Y association. So I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people, they don't understand. I was told about a lady whose boyfriend raped her daughter, and she went and dropped all charges. I was just like, I literally cried. I cried because like I wanted to go over there and kill both of them. Like, excuse me. No, not really like kill them, but like just like slap some sense into her, like it doesn't have to be like a physical slap, but like, like a sit down, like a talk. You're condoning this behavior. You're telling your child that this is okay because you're allowing this person to be free. You're allowing this person to not pay for their crimes. That's what I would have said to her, you know. And people need to hear this message, Thank God. Thank Source. Thank the Most High God that all of your children are safe and they will always be safe. But unfortunately, some people out in those spiritual streets have had the unfortunate reality of their relative, family member, or child being harmed and unprotected in secret. Because, the rapists and the pedophiles are just the most wackest, weakest people ever, and they do things in secret. And so that's why I felt so disgusted with people in my community, because when I was looking for help from my family member, I had confided in a couple of them, and then they went back and told him, and I was just like, okay. I felt so disgusted. Like, I'm talking about, like, remember when you were a child, or they would be like, oh, those was fighting words. You remember that? Somebody going back and repeating something like that, it was like fighting words. I was just like, I literally felt like fighting, but like not fighting like actually hitting anybody, but it was that energy though. It was there. The only person I really, really, really wanted to fight was the rapist pedophile. And it's hard, very, 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 very hard to overcome that. I don't know what kind of people that just be like, yeah, I forgive such and such and God bless them. I'm not on that page. I've had people tell me that I should forgive and that, you know, um, don't wish, bad things on the people and all that, spiritual stuff. My soul is not telling me that. My soul is telling me that such and such needs to pay for his crimes. Period. Yeah. You forgiven in your I was gonna say compensation, but yeah, such and such is forgiven in their torture. Like, that's the only forgiveness I have for those people. Like, they need to experience their torture that they put on someone else. So they use their penis like a weapon, then, that weapon should be destroyed. They should be castrated. I think I talked about this in another video, but, if it's been proven, that somebody has raped or molested a child, they need to have their dick sliced into tiny pieces. And then they can put it in their fucking mouth and in their booty and choke on that shit for all I care. That's the forgiveness that I got. And that's just what it is. I don't condone, abide, or agree with that shit. And I can't believe that people don't understand their actions in this day and age. So I think it's just the dumbing down of the society with the food, with the water, with the stress of, responsibilities. And then people just like, no, they just don't get it. So here it is. Any time that an adult knows for a fact because a child does not lie about those type of things, to even wonder, to even wonder if that child is lying is disrespectful. It's wicked because children are innocent. They are pure. They don't lie about those things. So even thinking, not believing a child who says that they were raped and molested is consorting, abiding, being in agreement with the criminal, supporting no justice, supporting no protection. So that's why I was just like over it. Those couple of people that went blabbing the diarrhea in the mouth to the dude for no fucking reason. I mean, what? I mean, like, are we throwing fades? Like, what the fuck are we going up to this motherfucker for? If it's not for a fade, what is it? It is 2020, why? And people don't really care about other people, like that deeply to where they are going to like physically attack somebody else. They don't. They don't. It was just me and one other person that I cried with. That was my cousin. And we would have just straight like Bonnie and Clyde that motherfucker. But he was like, he wanted to do it by himself. He was like, what's his address? And I was like, I can't have you go to jail. I wouldn't be able to be happy with myself, if he hurt, killed the dude and then got caught. I know there's a lot of forensics and things like that. And so I just felt like the most wise and mature thing for me to do was to say no. But my cousin is a G, and I just, he was the only person that was like, where he at, you know? But back to me being, I had to figure out why I was so hot with these people who didn't do nothing, and it was because by them still continuing to communicate with the dude, like everything was okay and everything was normal, they are communicating to me and my family member that they're okay with that. That they're okay with raping, that this guy being a rapist. That they're okay with this guy being a pedophile. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Because when you don't agree with something, you shut it down. It's over. That motherfucker tried to come up to me and say something, and I just looked and I just walked away. And the only reason I walked away is because there was something that was about to jump out of my body and kill that motherfucker. Like I was about to be just possessed by a holy, angelic angel, warrior angel, and that motherfucker was just about to be done. So I was just like, let me just, this is energy. I don't understand it. Um, my children is right here. Let me just do the right thing and walk away from this motherfucker. There was no reason for me to talk to him because a child has already told me that he is a criminal. So all those motherfuckers that be like, "Hey, brother," but into his face, but then behind his back, yeah, he weird. I knew it. I bet it's true. I don't, I'm not with the fake shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like it at all. So I was looking at them like, They didn't feel right to me. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see him. You cool with the criminal. You talking to the criminal. You saying what's up with the criminal. You don't see me talking to him. Because I ain't cool with that shit. I don't support pedophiles. I don't support rapists. I don't agree with it. That shit don't even exist in my reality. It shouldn't exist on the planet. We should not be abiding these people. I talked about this in another video. These people exist because this is a society that allows them to. Let it be a fucking law that you chop off the motherfuckers' dicks. You ain't gonna be doing that shit. I said that in another video. They just not gonna be doing that. So, anyways, that was the purpose of this video. I wanted to talk about what it means to act like everything is normal with a criminal, with somebody that has been identified by the victim, by a child, as a pedophile and a rapist. What it means to communicate with this person. You're taking a stand with this person and you're agreeing to what they did because you're not standing against it. You talking to them like everything is normal. I ain't with that shit. I ain't with that shit at all. I didn't say shit to that motherfucker. The motherfucker came to me trying to talk like everything was normal. I was like, bitch, I know what you did. I know you're not fucking talking to me right now. We want to kill you. Don't you know that? So it was like that. I'm telling you, like, I didn't even feel like I didn't even feel like myself anymore. The fact that this motherfucker was still living and breathing, I didn't feel like myself no more. I was just like, who am I now? I can't go torture this person who tortured my family member. I can't go beat this person's ass. What am I? What is this? I don't agree with this. You know, I don't agree with none of that. That's like that slavery shit where people were just like watching motherfuckers get tortured and getting their ass beat, and they were just like accepting that shit like that's just what it is. No, 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 no. I think that my spirit is definitely in the rebellion for sure. Like no, mm-mm. Fear, fear, fear. I mean, like, are these people scared to, stand up? Just to stand up. Nobody's even saying that. Like, we ain't even talked about anything physical yet. Okay? But just, are they scared to stand up and say, a child wouldn't make a false accusation against you like that? Something wrong with you, my nigga. Scared to do that. I just want to be like, hey, brother. Like everything fucking normal and shit. No, fuck that shit. That is why I have not been in the community. Besides the fact that he was being a dumbass, bitch ass stalker. But I haven't been in the community because I didn't feel like safe and supported. Number one, it's not healthy for someone who has been violated to be stalked by their attacker. And then everybody looking at them like, what is wrong? And then the attacker just sitting there looking at them and just lurking. Mm-mm. That's why I have removed myself from that environment, because there was no warriors there that had the courage to say, you need to go. You can't even come around here no more, motherfucker, because guess what? This is my neighborhood and we don't support that shit. No, this is 2020. Wow. And people are like, yeah, so this is a public street and yada, yada, yada. Listen, one day that motherfucker tried to, pull that shit on me like this is a public street. I can be here right now. And I don't even remember what came out of my mouth, but it was something along the lines of, if you follow me, you gonna regret it. Cause this person has seen the other side a little bit, a little bit. Because if he really seen the other side, then he wouldn't even be here. But he's seen a little bit. He understood, like, okay, let me not follow her because she got that crazy look in her eyes. So I'm just saying, if more people were in tune with their inner gangster, their inner warrior spirit, however you want to call it, we wouldn't have societies that abide and keep criminals safe and unexposed and hidden. You know, people not standing up and saying, "You don't need to be here." We got a new rule. The rule is, if that child is here, fuck, we don't even want to see you. I was gonna say something that was just too simple. Because at first I was gonna say, well, you know, they could, some of them simp people, them lukewarm people, them they want to be in the middle people could be like, well, this child, anytime that this child is here, I don't even know how you out. I don't know how you not in jail, my nigga. But since you here, you can't be here when that child is here because that child, something wrong with that child. And that child said that you did it. So, if you come here, I'm going to tell the police that you trespassing because this is my store. This is private property. If every single business owner over there did that, that motherfucker wouldn't even have no ground to stand on. You can legally call the police and say that somebody's loitering in your property. Hello? This is something that people can do to not abide, concern with, and hide criminals and create more trauma for the victims. Because when somebody has been traumatized and violated, they're not going to feel safe with that person lurking around and sitting around and looking at them. And I got so angry. I got so angry. I got so angry. And like I said, I didn't even know who I was anymore because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So it was just like, okay, who am I? Who am I if I cannot protect what I love the most? Who am I if I cannot seek justice for what I love the most? That's why I didn't feel happy with myself, and that's why I was getting depressed. So, it's not about to be a crying video, but I wanted to discuss that. It's important. A lot of people don't understand what they're doing because they're too stressed out and too dumbed down, and that's all by design. So here I am, giving you the notification so that you can get this subscription
and understand what it means to act like everything's normal and everything's okay. And, well, while I'm still being cordial, I'm not taking sides. No, you just took a side because you are talking to a criminal. You just took a side. By saying that you're not taking sides, you just took a side. You took the side of the criminal because you don't believe the person. You don't believe the victim. You just took a side by saying that you ain't taking sides. I'm staying neutral. That's taking a side. That's taking the side of the criminal. I wish I motherfucker. No, I don't. I don't. I'm not even gonna say that phrase. You know, I I will not. That's the updated version of I wish I motherfucking would. I will not. I will not. Because that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But like I said, creating a safe environment, you know, where a child can feel safe and supported in their healing is by giving this predator a warning. Hey, you ain't welcome here. You loitering. We don't want you just hanging around. Are you buying something? Hurry up and buy. If you ain't buying nothing and you just standing around looking at this child, you got to go. Ding a ding 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 ding. I mean, like, it's that simple. Why is this person always loitering around wearing the same clothes, not buying nothing? Okay, you buy something. You buy something every once in a while. Okay, you buy it, buy. Go. Because we can't have you hanging around here. We don't even want you to come here anymore. We don't even want your business. Why? I don't want a pedophile, rapist, or criminal to. I don't want those dollars. I don't. I don't. There's enough loving, divine abundance for me. So I'm that G that will straight up be like, oh, oh yeah, 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 we're good. We have the right to refuse service to anybody because you do as a business owner. You have the right to refuse service to anybody. And then if they're still there trying to force you to serve them, that is where you can call the popos because now it's loitering. And that's illegal. You have the right to tell somebody to leave. Now they can stand in the park, you know, they can. But if people call the police and say that, this person is loitering in the park and has been identified as a predator, then, the police will actually escort that person and say, hey, look, you've been identified as a predator and you have to vacate this area because the children don't feel safe. People don't use their power. They don't use their power. They don't use their power. I can see clearly, So that's my goal. That is my goal is to use my power in as many ways as possible. In as many ways as possible. I got a restraining order. I did the paperwork for that because I'm not motherfucking playing. Now this person has gotten away with this crime at this time because the victim has been severely traumatized to the point of mentally unwell. And if anyone out in those spiritual streets has ever taken care of anyone that is mentally unwell, then they will understand what I'm talking about. Because when people are mentally unwell and they're unbalanced, because being unwell is an imbalance. When they're imbalanced, they're incoherent. They can't speak. They say things related to the incident and the trauma, but it's scattered and fragmented. So I've been going through this. It's been very hard and very challenging. And I'm just ecstatic for this person to get their uh, karma. I'm ecstatic for this person to get their karma because it is justice. It is well deserved. Some people like, and it's crazy because like it traumatized me, you know, when I see people now. Because this person looks homeless. This person has a home, but he looks homeless. And he carries himself like he's homeless. He wears the same clothes and he looks and acts homeless. So now when I see brothers, men, species, humans, whatever they are, people that are just walking around like that, I used to, be like, oh, God bless them. And, now I be like, God bless them if they're not a rapist or a pedophile. And if they are a rapist or a pedophile, then I pray for their enlightenment and that they don't harm any other people. And that's just the trauma because I shouldn't even have to think about that. That shouldn't even be a part of my reality. But unfortunately, what my family member experienced, it made it a part of my reality. And, I just am grateful that all of your family members are safe. All of your family members and children are safe. And that is the what we have to create every day through our actions, our thoughts, our projections. And, you know, if anybody seems off, don't make excuses for them in your mind. Remove them from the situation because this person did seem off. Like I said, they act like a homeless person and they have a home. Um, look like a homeless person, smell like a homeless person. Now, if somebody comes up to you and they smell like sewage and they're like, oh, I'm here to pick up my child, don't make excuses for them. Ban them. You you stink. And that's not allowed. Because stinky people can have evil, wicked spirits with them that tell them to hurt children. That's what I learned in that story. That tell them to hurt their own children, actually. If somebody is walking around with their own secrements on them, they smell like a sewage, like a shit, like a stink. Oh. And they're walking around like that. They're not safe to be around a child because it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If they can't care for themselves, how can they care for a child? If they can't wash their own motherfucking stinky ass, then how can they care for a child? Like, for real. That's what I learned in that story. Seriously. You know, people need to use their power. That's what I learned. In that situation, me using my power would have been, you, you're banned. You smell. You're not allowed over here. Go clean yourself. You got a house. You ain't homeless, bitch. Go clean yourself. Don't come back over here. Don't come over here asking for nobody stinking like that, motherfucker. Check all them dirty ass demons. Because it don't even make no motherfucking sense. If somebody can't get their mind together to wash themselves, What is they gonna do for a child besides try to destroy him? Cause that's what that motherfucker did. And if you still talking to that motherfucker like everything is normal, then you celebrating it, motherfucker. You celebrating their wickedness. You celebrating what they did. I ain't celebrating that shit. Only thing I want to celebrate is that motherfucker. I'm gonna be so happy when that motherfucker receives his karma. That's 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 why I'm happy right now. Cause I know that motherfucker gonna get what's coming to him. That's besides the fact that I'm beautiful and healthy, and my children are beautiful and healthy, and I know that God loves us, and I know there's a lot of loving, beautiful, divine souls on the planet. Just think about all the things I'm happy about. But I really, really, really am happy about that though, because I just I was like, what? This is not right. I'm supposed to go and get justice. Like I'm just supposed to like avenge, you know. I don't think people know about that. Be grateful if you be grateful. Be grateful that you don't, you know. But that's not what this video is about. Make a separate video about that after we go after the data keeps circulating, comes back around, goes to my psyche and my spirit, and then, I am privy to discuss. Because that is a real ass topic. I don't know about them people who are just like still able to hug and have sex with a predator after they've been told that that's a predator. It's almost like they're not even themselves anymore. They become somebody else. They become a person that hides and protects a predator. I could never. Mm-mm. I will not. I will not. Remember that? Mm-mm. No way. No motherfucking way. I'd rather beat his ass to death. So I wanted to make this video because I felt disgusted with people in the community and I didn't know why. And I'm not talking about, the business owners. When I gave that example of people stepping in their power and using their position to create a safe space, I was just being real. I'm not talking like pointing the finger at anybody in that respect. Because people have power that they don't use. That's what I learned from the whole situation. And you saw I took it back to self because it all starts with me. This motherfucker was stinky, repulsive. And every part of me was like, ew, there's something wrong with him. And then I made excuses in my mind. I was like, okay, that's her family member. That's my family member, and that's her family member. It's her family member. She's supposed to be with her family member. No, fuck that shit. If she was not with that family member, then she wouldn't have been hurt. She wouldn't have been violated. Not okay. First of all, hello. Just because somebody's a family member doesn't mean that they need to be around. Doesn't mean that they need to be around a child. Without, they don't need to be around a child at all. They need to go and fix themselves so that they don't harm the child. And I just can't believe there's so many freaking stories of people just being harmed. Like, so, okay, before, this was not a part of my reality. I didn't, talk to anybody about these type of things. But now, since I experienced that story with that happening to my family member, and the reason why I say that story is because we are healing, and we are not. That's not going to be our only, story. It's just like we getting past this shit. This motherfucker going, get what's coming to him. We gonna heal. Good day, every day, cause that's why we here. Our souls. Let's see my little. Can y'all see that? It's cute. It's from Costa Rica. It's handmade by some indigenous people, and it's adorable. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I said that. And like again, I'm not specifically targeting any business owners in the community and saying that, they should have did that. What I'm saying is that people have power that they don't use. They don't use. This one guy mentioned it to me, in my neighborhood. I'm not when I say the community, I'm talking about the place where me and my children used to go to, which is Lamert Park, um, which was included in my restraining order. And that little, I was about to say bitch ass nigga, but I'm be good. That man that abided the criminal that I was talking about earlier, the one that lied and told me that he could be of service and help. He did. Guess what he did, y'all? He wrote this bitch ass pedophile a letter saying that he was doing volunteer work with him. And he had a right to be in Leimert Park and be a goddamn stalker and create an unsafe space for a child. That's that nigga that said he was gonna help me. Nigga is not a bad word. This is what you is. Cause that's what you was acting like. Don't lie and tell a mom that you're gonna help her, and then you write a motherfucking letter to the judge saying that this motherfucker is a volunteer in your organization. Are you so motherfucking stupid that you don't realize that you don't see this motherfucker just sitting and standing around looking at this child? You don't notice. Y'all would be terrible FBI agents. This motherfucker was like, yeah, I got all kind of experience. This is the spirit. He speaks very professionally and he's very conservative in his speech. But it's the spirit is just ridiculous. That's why I was like, yeah, because the spirit was like, yeah, I got all kind of experience with investigations. Yeah, because yeah, we know how to handle this. Yeah, nigga. No, you don't, because you can't even say properly. Because anybody that got some brain activity will be able to put two and two to motherfucking get her basic math. Do you see that nigga right there? Yeah, nigga, my eyes work. Yeah, that nigga being weird. Yeah, nigga, you see how he just sitting there looking at that little girl? Yeah, nigga, you see how he just put his chair closer over there? Yeah, nigga, you see how he just listened to what her mom saying? Yeah, nigga, that's some suspect behavior. Yeah, nigga, he just sitting there staring. Yeah, nigga, he being weird. Yeah, nigga, he wear the same motherfucking outfit every time we see him. Then he come over here and he pretend like he volunteering. He do a little bit of work, but we see him because our brains work. Yeah, nigga, that guy, he's standing over there right now just looking. He looking at that little girl, nigga. That nigga weird, nigga. Yeah, I know, nigga. Man, we can't have a nigga kicking it with us because we don't support that. We don't support stalkers. We don't support rapists. We don't support pedophiles. We don't support people that have children saying those type of things about them. Yeah, nigga. That's real, nigga. We real niggas. Whatever.
I'm just saying, it's like, it don't even make any sense. It don't. These people say that they're there for the community and they support the community and they support the children. And I need to let them know that I approve of that transaction so I don't have no more cards get closed down. The fraud is ridiculous. Like, just the amount of fraud with people in their cards and people trying to steal other people's cards. That is why people can't even have access to their own funds. Like, they're like, we just seen DistroKid tried to charge you card. Was that you? And I have to respond back and say yes so that they don't try to cancel the card. Anyways, you know, when the guy wrote the letter, the guy said he was going to help me and my family member. He was an expert in investigating and finding out the truth of these type of matters. Expert in not reality land, because in reality he can't even see what's going on. Wrote this dude a letter to condone his stalking tactics because I put Lamert Park in my restraining order so that this person would not be around my family member because he committed a crime. Because my family member said he did it. Because my family member is not a liar. And anybody who don't believe that, anybody who don't believe what my family member said is a bitch ass nigga. Yep. You know, so just to recap, him writing the letter, abiding, agreeing with, and celebrating the criminal and saying that his actions are okay. Um, these niggas are just so sad. I mean, like, seriously. They're so caught up in their everybody against the black man mentality that they want to abide and hide a criminal because her and her child must be against the black man. That it must be that. That's sad and pathetic. Y'all call yourself conscious? They just about as conscious as he is. They just about as conscious as the criminal. Shit, they probably motherfucking criminals too. Hmm. That's why when I seen him, my whole energy would just change. I was like, just like there was just this warrior energy that was like, I'm not fake. That's one thing the motherfuckers can't say about me, cause they didn't see this bitch smiling no more. I was like, what? For what? For what? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the criminal. So I'm not about to sit up here and be smiling at the motherfuckers that's hiding the criminal or agreeing with the criminal. For what? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, so this is division. This is how division starts. Because people they just be like on some bullshit. So the lady was like, the judge was like, oh yeah, I cannot grant your restraining order for Lamert Park because he volunteers there. These people are so stupid. They can't even protect a child. They talking about the community. They can't even protect the community. That's why. That's why they would. That's why they can't add 1+1. Those two conversations between nigga A and nigga B that we just had.
earlier we was listening to, nigga A and nigga B wasn't really there, unfortunately. Cause them some real niggas. Them is some real G's. Them is some real souls. Them is some real people that would be able to see and observe and say, no, that's not right. We're not with that. We don't do that. You know, some of them are really like, they talk like that, but not all of them. Some of them are more reserved, so they would be like, don't you see his behavior is odd? Yeah, I see it. I see how he's just standing around and staring at that girl. Yeah, I see that. That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. We don't support that. We don't support stalkers, especially not stalkers that have those type of reputation. I was gonna say accusation, but that word is getting on my last fucking nerves. First of all, me taking care and caring for my family member that became that was a victim um, of domestic violence, of rape, of molestation. I could just to hear the word accusation. It it literally it's disturbing. It's like because the way that people use that word. So I've had to correct people. No, it's not accusation. It's a fact. Even people that are not trying to be harmful, just for my sanity and my peace. And the warrior inside of me is like, okay, let me correct you. No, it's not an accusation. It's a fact. And then they're like, yes. Yeah, this has been real heavy. You know, me and my daughters, my family members. I say me and my daughters because that's my closest family members. And we, have to do what's in best interest because we're not fake people. We have to do what's in the best interest of all the family members. So this thing is sticking up now. It's so funny. We have to do what's in the best interest of the family members. So, like all the family members. So if one family member doesn't feel safe over there anymore, then we just don't go. But, it's not a safe space. It's not a safe space. Nobody's standing up. Nobody. Matter of fact, not only did nobody stand up, we have some people that took a side and actually consorted, agreed with, celebrated, congratulated this pedophile rapist because they're allowing him to be a part of their little wannabe Black Panther asses. Yeah, I said it because you lied and said that you could provide support and you really couldn't. You were just being an agent of deception and just taking down some data that you could go back and snitch. So you really are a wannabe, like I thought. See, I don't claim to be nothing. So you can't even nobody can even look at me and be like, oh well, she a wannabe, Black Panther because I ain't even going around saying nothing. But these motherfuckers is going around saying that they protect the community, they protect the children. No, you don't. That's why you wrote a motherfucking letter for a fucking pedophile, criminal, rapist. Y'all niggas is weak, whack, wannabes. Where's Shaka Zulu's at, motherfucker? Like for real, cause like just some real ass energy. That would be like, he did what? Okay, he needs to be out of my sight. So I don't. So I don't. So I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, get him out of my sight. We gotta get him out of sight. Like, my nigga, you gotta get out of sight. We can't even see you here anymore because we will fight you. I'm just saying, we gonna catch a fade with you if you come up over here again, my nigga, because I didn't see niggas stand up for all kind of ridiculousness over there in that park. Drugs, motherfucking egos. I've seen, people fight over all kind of dumb shit over there. But they can't even stand up for a child. I'm not even, seriously. So I gotta learn me some motherfucking martial arts. Apparently. Cause this motherfucker know martial arts. I need to learn me some martial arts so that I can fight this motherfucker. Cause I couldn't find any men that would do that. I've seen men that actually decided to support the pedophile. People don't know because they're not in that situation. They don't know how heartbreaking that is to have their whole life be changed around because somebody committed a crime. Then not even be able to go and allow their children to go where they used to have fun. Because the criminal has the right to be there because nobody stood up. Nobody protected the children and said, hey, you can't be here no more. That little girl said that you did something to her, and I can see that there's something wrong with her. Didn't nobody else do it? She said it was him. And that's all that needed to be said. For me, because I'm a real ass mother lover. For real. Ain't nobody gonna tell me some shit like that and I'm gonna just act like everything's normal. It's not normal. That's not normal. Whew, this is an hour and 12-minute tangent, but people need to hear this. This message needs to be circulated because there's too many bitch ass niggas. Too many bitch ass females. Bitch ass niggas, male, masculine, and feminine, that will just support the bullshit. That will support pedophiles and rapists and allow them to breathe air with them. I'm not the one, the two, or the three. Nope. I will not. And that's just what it is. So, people, that's one of the greatest lessons of this whole story is that people don't use the power that they have. I could have just been like, you dirty, go away. You can't take care of no family member of mine smell like that. You can't even take care of yourself. Something wrong with you. But I wanted to make excuses. Oh, that's her family. That's her family member. Don't make excuses for the devil. Don't make excuses for people with mental illness. Because because if they have a spiritual illness attached to that mental illness, and they can be very harmful, extremely harmful. Like I can't wrap my mind around what this person did. When I learned about it, I realized that I was in another country, all divinely orchestrated. Because had I been in this country when I learned about it, I can't say what would have happened because something changed in me when I heard about that. Something changed. So I can't say that I would have just been calm because there was so much happening. And it's like I was being attacked because I seen the trauma that my family member had experienced. I think I was in another state. I mean, I think I was in another country for a reason, for a divine reason. Because I'm not sure if I would have been able to keep it together and not go torture this person that tortured my family member. People don't get it. My one of my uncles was like, it's a crime to kill somebody. And we were talking about someone that had killed their predator, and I was like, she shouldn't be in jail for that. Duh. There we go again. There we go. Supporting criminals by prosecuting people who have protected themselves. Oh, well, it was premeditated. So the fuck what? When somebody violates somebody, they have a right. They have a right to defend themselves. Then or later. Then or later. That is what is wrong with this, well, that society, because I'm not even part of that society. Fuck, I disowned it. But, you know, we got to get this data out here. People got to understand. That society protects those pedophiles and rapists by allowing them to, it's just too much. This is just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've said a lot. I've spoke about a lot. And, you know, I think I'm going to just end this video. Um, but that's just one of the greatest lessons from this scenario for me is just that people don't use the power that they have. They protect criminals by not using their power. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier how this security guard was telling me before that him and the store owner had discussed banning the predator from the store because he was sitting outside the store for hours, not doing anything. And the security guard got a brain that's functioning and was like, okay, that's odd behavior. I noticed that y'all ain't kicking it with this person anymore. And I know he's connected to y'all family because I used to see him coming here all the time with your family member. But I noticed they don't do that anymore. And I see that there's something wrong with your family member now. She seems unwell. And it seems to me like he's just standing around waiting for y'all to come because he knows that this is a store that's closest to your house. And I was like, oh, thank God your brain work. Thank you. Thank you. And he be trying to get with me too, but I'm just like, oh, I'm not interested. But I appreciate the fact that his brain work. I really, really do. But, we can talk about it. We got to be about it, and that's why I don't talk to the pedophile. That's why I don't support. I don't support that. You know, people say that they don't support it, but they support it because they're not condemning it. You see that? They're not condemning it. They're not taking a stand against it. Back to self, I learned I had power that I didn't use because my power was this motherfucker stink. This motherfucker seem unwell. How this motherfucker gonna take care of this child and he up over here, he can't take care of himself. Nah, motherfucker, you gotta go. Don't back up here until you get yourself correct on all levels. Cause you ain't about to fuck up no shit up over here. For real. That's the power that I had in that situation that I did not use. And I've had to pay for it. Cause, taking care of a unwell family member that has been traumatized, it is traumatizing. And like I said, me not being able to go over there and defend, avenge my family member, you know, it's just been a lot for me. Hopefully nobody out there in the spiritual streets can relate to that, but if they can't, you can leave a comment about it in the description box because it would be very therapeutic for me to learn about how you dealt with that. But if for those that haven't, thank God and continue to affirm and know that your family members, loved ones, and children are safe. And like I said, anybody, people can't have the privilege of being around you and your loved ones just because they're blood. They have to be coming correct. And if they can't even take care of themselves, like they can't wash themselves, that's a sign right there that they can't come correct because they're not correct. They're not balanced enough to wash themselves. They smell and they're not taking care of it. That's a level of illness, a level of unwellness. So creepy stuff. I'm grateful to be past this story. I just wanted to be done. I'll be so glad when my family member is all the way healed and I'm all the way healed from it because like I said, it's been traumatizing to me too, you know. And my family member told me what is worse, the person getting their head chopped off or the person watching. And I was like, God damn. It's traumatizing, period. You know. Okay, I've went on and on and on and on. We had an hour and 23 minutes. If you made it this long, you are a straight up G. Share this video. Stop the dumbness on the planet. People need to wake up. They need to understand what they're doing by being silent and acting like everything's okay. And you know, if somebody just realizes from watching this video that they're a bitch ass nigga or they're a bitch ass female or they're just, they've been succumbed to a weakness or not using their power, change it. Don't be that way no more. Be stepping into your power. Use the power that you have to stand up for righteousness and you know what's right. Being with somebody that has violated and harmed a child is telling that child that what happened to them is okay. And you got to understand that. This message needs to get circulated. People don't get it. I've heard too many stories about people, being, with this rapist person still after finding out. Mm-mm. No. And if somebody really, really loves their family member, friend, or just other human, if they really, really love, they're not going to condone that. So it comes to the point where people got to be real with themselves. Like, wait a minute, what do they really love? Because they don't really love that person. Because if they really love that person, then they wouldn't be hiding and condoning abiding a criminal. If they really love that person, there's familial love, the love you feel for your family members, and then there's the love that you have for God presence in everyone else in humanity. And that's why when I learned about the girl, mom, not she got the guy out of jail. The guy was put in jail by Child Protective Services. The mom went to the court and said and refused to press the charges. So, just like that, the type of stupidness, you know, that's not love. That's not love. Because even though I don't have a familial love, because that's not my family member, I have a love, a humanitarian type of love to where I'm just like, hell no. Girl, you crazy. So, no, no. People need to stop. They need to stop. They need to get strong. People need to get strong. People need to make strong decisions. People need to not be afraid to make strong decisions. Like, I shouldn't have been afraid to say, bitch, you stink, bye. We wouldn't have been in a situation. Me and my family member would not been traumatized if I would have been like, bitch, you stink, bye. So, you know, it's important. It's important for people to be strong and fearless and to do the right things. You know, even if it means being uncomfortable. Some people are so silly that they will stay with a pedophile, rapist, criminal so that their bills can be paid. Yeah, exactly. That world, I don't exist in my reality, but I'm just saying that world, they need this message. Circulate it, share it on your social media because people are stupid and they need to wake up. Seriously. And I appreciate you for supporting my channel. This is a heavy topic. If you appreciate the message, click the like button, subscribe, and I'm wishing all of you guys to affirm, create a reality where all your loved ones are safe and empowered. Excuse me. Safe and empowered, and you making the right decisions to protect. See my little pretty cup? I love the colors and the flowers. It's cold. I almost got little pieces of ginger now. Yeah, people, can't protect the criminals anymore.
They gotta stand up and, you know, stop taking the criminal's side. Stop hiding them. Stop protecting them. Disassociate yourself from them. I did because I'm about that real. I'm not a fake one. That's why they all see me frowning at them like, oh, you seen him and your whole energy changed. Yeah, bitch. Yours would too. Thank God this is not your situation. Yeah, cause I seen you. He just fucked up your whole shit. Oh, she's not a bitch. God bless her. But when I was asking, how when we say bitch, like sometimes we don't mean it like bitch, like in a disrespectful way. But like, yeah, bitch. That like, duh. um. So, no, people need to wake up and stop making it so easy. Stop supporting the pedophiles and the rapists and the criminals by condoning their behavior by being by not taking sides. They're taking a side. They're taking the side of the pedophile, the side of the rapist, the side of the side. Yeah, yeah, taking a side. And yeah, that needs to stop. It stopped in my reality. I'm good. It's a motherfucking law. Motherfucker see me. I'm just like, nigga, you don't even exist. I'm not talking to you. Wait, yeah. I was gonna say that the only place he exists is in prison, but yeah, and where he's receiving his karma. But like on a social level with me, he doesn't exist. Um, and that's because I don't support pedophiles, rapists, or criminals. I don't support them. I don't hide them. People hide and support them by acting like everything's normal, acting like nothing ever happened. That is how people. I just want to make sure people understand this because this hurts children, this hurts people, this destroys families. When people don't have enough love for themselves and for the other family member to disassociate and stop all communication with the perpetrator. When they don't have that strength to do that, then they are protecting the criminal. They're celebrating the behavior. They're condoning it. They're saying it's okay, it's right, it's normal. It's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. And it's not okay. And so you should never be with around somebody who's done that. Oh, they were possessed by the devil. Give a fuck that motherfucker was possessed by that goddamn devil? Eh? I want to be possessed by the spirit of whoop ass and whoop that motherfucker's ass. Don't make excuses for them. Oh, he's such and such possessed by the devil. Let bygones be bygones. That happened so long ago. I done heard all kind of stupid shit from all kind of stupid people. Nope, I will not. Remember, that's the 2022 version of I wish I motherfucking would. But we can't say that no more because we're conscious of words, vibrations. And we don't really be want to we don't really want to say I wish I would to some stupid shit. So that's why I'm just like, I will not. I will not. And it's important. It's important. I felt differently about people after that. I felt drastically differently about people and I felt drastically differently about myself.
And that's just what it is. Trauma changes the data, changes the filter, it makes things look differently because people are looking now. Like now, I'm looking through the lens of the experience. I'm looking through the lens of the experience, and it is not pretty. And people are very weak and very lame and very scary and just all these different things, you know. And I was weak and I was scary because if I was exercising my strength and being fearless, I would have told that bitch ass nigga that he smelled and he needed to go away. And he was loitering. And you're not allowed to come over here and see anybody over here because yeah, that's your family member, but you know, to be in her presence, you need to be in proper mental and spiritual standing, and you need to go take care of yourself because we can smell you from down the street. So, excuse me, you burp. It is a natural thing, but yeah, and that's the hardest thing I think that people have to face. Who've been in these type of situations is like where they didn't use their power and why they become disempowered. People don't use their power and then some power is taken away from them. Because of course, my family member being healthy and strong and not, having to have that type of experience, that's the power right there. you know. But for them to have that experience, then everything just fell apart. And nobody understands. The only person that would understand, unfortunately, is somebody who's been through that, you know, in the same way. If they have not, they won't understand. They won't understand. I was going to take some deep breaths so I don't cry, but they won't understand. You know, they will say things like, well, that's a crime. You know, yeah, I know. hmm and I think that people should be allowed not to say that we want to promote violence, but in some situations, violence is necessary. What the fuck is wrong with these people? In some situations, violence is necessary. Like, what the fuck? Somebody walk up and, they trying to harm somebody. They trying to rape them. I mean, what? They just supposed to this, like, no! Don't even make no goddamn sense. What I knock on the ground? Oh, my copper bracelet. That don't even make no sense. Sometimes people don't. Sometimes people ain't making sense. Of course, we can condone violence in self defense, and of course, it is okay. It should be okay. It is because it is. You're okay for people to avenge. Yeah, that should be okay. That should be okay because it's natural. We're protecting. We are protecting. For why should this person should not be allowed to just do something like that and then get away with it? Nope. Mm-mm. One of my one of a person that I met, because now that I have this experience, I meet people. A person that I met was like, somebody hit me up about a job on a Sunday. Now I'm a real ass recruiter, and I'm gonna respond back. Some people, oh shit, what was I saying?
Um, oh Lordy have mercy. Mm, mm, mm. It'll come back to me. But I think this is the longest video I've ever made. And if you have the intention, Stan, to make it through, you really do care. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And please do definitely circulate this video. Share it. There's a lot of people out there that are dumb. They're making dumb decisions. They're doing dumb things. They're supporting pedophiles and criminals by not believing or saying that they're not taking sides, because they really are taking a side. They're taking a side of supporting the person by saying that they're not taking a side, by saying that they don't know if it's true, that the child could be lying because the mom could have got them to lie. It's just the most retardedest, stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now, I understand that there have been those type of cases, with people, but still, like, people got to use their brain. People got to use their brain, because your brain, if you're using it, it will tell you when somebody's telling the truth and when they're lying. Brain work, your brain working, you know. But if your brain not working, then if the mind is not able to reason, then somebody could just be like, okay, well, I don't know, because sometimes people lie about that. Well, guess what? That's hella disrespectful. That's just disrespectful, because you looking at straight up goddesses, straight up goddesses, God in the flesh, because God created me. Okay, and to have the blasphemy, the disrespect, to say, oh well, I don't know if that's true, because sometimes people, what people? Uh, oh, and that don't got nothing to do with me, because you must can't see properly if you can't see that this is the truth. The truth. People really need their third eye open though, for real. That would solve a whole lot of drama. That would solve a whole lot of drama. It would save a whole lot of heart. It would be a lot less heartache. It would be a lot less. Then you really know that a motherfucker just evil though. Think about it. Everybody got their third eye open, and they still like, I ain't gonna take no sides. I don't know the truth. You know they're evil at that point. All right, this is a long ass video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and getting this message out. This is probably my most passionate video ever. You know, I just feel like it's really, really important for people to understand what they're doing. I think a lot of people don't. And looking at it from this point, I can say, like, whoo, people don't be using their power. I know, because I didn't use it. People don't be using their power. And they don't use their power. What are they submitting to? What are they agreeing to? What are they allowing to take and create space in their reality? And that's what I had to learn, by not using my power in that situation and protecting my family member from that dirty, stinky, disgusting devil. I was unfortunately creating space for that devil to do its work in my reality, in that space and time. Because this reality, that motherfucker does not even exist.
Sometimes I was just thinking, yeah. So people who have been, it came back to me from earlier. People who have been assaulted, and people that are taking care of somebody that's been assaulted. It is their, heart chakra, family member connection. They're not in the wrong for killing that person. They're not in the wrong for torturing that person. They're not in the wrong for beating that person's ass because they're traumatized. It's traumatizing, and people don't understand that. They don't, and that's why this society that's why that society keeps generating those type of energies and situations because they don't get it. They're the problem. The way that society responds to them is the problem and the reason why they exist. Period. Like I said, if the motherfuckers knew that castration was a thing, because yeah, if they knew that, they wouldn't be doing that. It'd be few and far in between. And if people stopped hiding them, agreeing with them by saying that they don't want to take sides or they're not taking sides, that's agreeing with them. If people stop doing that, they stopped hiding them, abiding them, then they would have nowhere to hide. There would be less of it. It would be eventually it would just be deleted. Those people with those type of spiritual tendencies in an upright, righteous, and divine society that doesn't support, tolerate, congratulate, celebrate, or hide them, they would have to correct themselves immediately because they don't have nowhere to be. They don't have nowhere to do. They can't be the devil. They got to be God. Period. So, and I know some people are like, oh my God, people are not God. Whatever the fuck y'all is. I'm talking about how God is inside of everybody and God created everybody. So since God is inside of everybody and God created everybody, that will make people God in the flesh, in essence. Okay. Get it? So some people get so triggered by that and it's like, for what? God inside of you, right? So that means God is you. You and God are one. What's disturbing about that to you? Anyways, I don't want to know. I got enough things that circulating and crystallizing. I ain't got time for that. I don't need to know what people's issue is with that, but I just wanted to clarify that because I said God in the flesh, and I had a couple of people tell me that. Oh well, God created the sun and the stars, and people can't say they're God yet. Man, people been saying that. People been saying they God since the beginning of all time because they know that God is inside of them. They have that. They're honoring that truth and that connection in their divine power as God. It's hard for people to understand that, but then yeah, whatever. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, I'm really done with this video now because I got something to do. Have a beautiful day, and hopefully you out here in these spiritual streets, celebrating, elevating, celebrating divinity and love and light and peace and happiness and not wickedness and evil. So peace, love, and light, and hit the like button, support my channel, support the message, help stop stupid people, and help get people into the awareness that they need to stop hiding and abiding pedophiles and criminals. This is going on in too many families out in that world. I've met a lot of people now, and they're like telling me their stories, and I'm just like, oh hell no, I will not. That's just, people have to stop tolerating They have to respond. People have to be empowered. So the more that people, understand these concepts and understand what they're doing and how they need to use their power, then we can make the world a better and a safer place for the children. And that's the thing. We have to teach people how to protect the children, to teach people how to use their power so that they can protect the children, so that they can protect their family members and themselves, of course. All right, y'all. That's all I got to say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Have a beautiful day.